Okay, folks, Mack and Rita. Just saw the film Mack and Rita starring Diane Keaton, and I believe one of the young actresses' name was Taylor Page, and the other young woman who played kind of the alter ego of the Diane Keaton personae character. I don't know her name, very in a traditional blonde, good-looking woman sense. Blonde, good-looking woman, which always helps when you're watching a movie. So what do I have to say about this thing? First off, if you're new to Mike Messier, subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. I always say, is the movie worth watching before I go into the review? And I kind of have a mixed feeling about this one. Typically, I endorse most movies. I think most movies are worth watching. This one, I'm not so sure. I think if you're a big Diane Keaton fan, which I would say I'm a moderate Diane Keaton fan. I think she's a great talent. Has been doing this for a while. Annie Hall, As Good as It Gets, a while back with Jack Nicholson. A lot of things in between. Of course, known for many of the Woody Allen movies and so forth, and so on and so forth. But for this one, I don't know. I don't know if this will go down in the Diane Keaton Chronicles as one of her better works. I would probably say it won't. No fault of her own. She was a producer on this. I do respect her hustle. Hashtag whatever the fuck. But just being honest, this movie, and now we get into the spoil. So basically, to wrap the whole, should you see it or not, I'm going to say that if you're a big Diane Keaton fan, yeah, go ahead and see it. Or if it's like a bargain matinee thing or whatever the fuck, see it. But if you're spending your hard-earned money, I don't know if I necessarily endorse this one for the masses, to be frank. Or in this case, to be Mike. I'm going to roll down my windows a little bit. Bear with me. Oh no, there's a bear with me. Look out, it's going to kill me. It's a bear. Bear is with me. But basically, what's the fucking movie about? See, it's very contrived. The whole storyline of this thing is contrived. It's this pretty white woman. Of course, attractive, 30-year-old white women have problems. And what this woman's problem is that she was raised by her grandmother, and she always gravitated towards old lady things, being an old gal, as she says. She likes to wear like fucking scarves and leopard prints and like, I guess, day coats, like long shirts that apparently older women wear, and hats. And so she's always been like an old lady trapped in a young woman's body, but it's kind of just explained because she was raised by her grandmother and she had a fucking thing for her grandmother, looked up to her, and so forth. And then we fast forward a little bit, and she's going to be the bridesmaid, or the maid of honor, at her best friend's wedding. And there's these other little hussies, and they're all going to have this bachelorette party. And I'm not sure if they're in California, wherever the fuck they're supposed to be. But basically, our lead actress there, our lead character, the other chicks want to go see fucking Big Bunny in concert, who does not make an appearance in the film. He's just referenced. So these girls are getting their Latina juices flowing, expecting to see Big Bunny in concert. And so then our girl decides not to go see Big Bunny. She wanders over to this past life regression tent, which just happens to be in the middle of nowhere. She goes in this past life regression tent. It's a shady con job operation, which includes what's later revealed to be a Craigslist tanning bed, and this shyster, this con man, who kind of guides her through this fucking thing, this past life regression therapy. And it turns out that she comes out of the fucking tanning bed and she's Diane Keaton. So our beautiful life, if that's the word, blonde actress, whoever the fuck she is, Wendy, very pretty, suddenly she becomes Diane Keaton. Now look, I've got nothing against Diane Keaton. Baby fucking boom, by the way, if you really want to see a good Diane Keaton movie. And I'm getting to this age, assholes, where I see these people that are kind of like the generation older than me, and they're all falling a fucking apart. So it's nice to see Diane Keaton still doing her thing, and producing this movie and starring in it. But I mean, when I think back to As Good as It Gets 20 years ago, Greg Kinnear, whatever happened to him, Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson, and I think, wasn't Amanda Peet in that movie as Diane Keaton's daughter or some such thing? But basically, my point is, when you start seeing like the generation older than you kind of falling off, like Jack Nicholson doesn't do any movies anymore and so forth, and where the fuck is Greg Kinnear? Where the fuck is Amanda Peet? When you start seeing the celebrities that you grew up with retiring or dying or whatever the fuck, it makes you a little sad. It makes you think, well, shit, what the fuck have I done or not done with my goddamn life? So that's where I'm at, folks. So look, the ticking clock of death is imminent. We're all going to be in the fucking ground at some point sooner rather than later. So I am proud, I guess, for Diane Keaton for still being in the movie and still, being relatively funny. I'm a hard laugh, guys, too, and women that are watching this. It takes a lot to make me laugh. So I'm not the best one to judge. I mean, this movie might be a fucking hit with like 15-year-old girls that like to think they're old women or whatever the fuck. The movie did have some things that are relied on. Video montage. It's kind of like the desperate filmmaker's way to fucking fill up time in a movie. Like if you don't really have a scene written, you just fucking throw together a video montage. And we have like 3 of those in this thing. There's one where, she calls herself Aunt Rita, which is basically the same character, Mac, in her older body self. And she goes to a Pilates class. And so there's like a whole Pilates sequence of her doing the Pilates machine and the exercise. And because she's old, or she's in this old body, she keeps falling around. So, I mean, that's a fucking montage. Then we have a thing where they can't find the fucking guru guy, the shyster. So her friend tries to bootleg her back into her young body by suggesting that she take mushrooms. So we have this whole fucking 5-minute, maybe 6-minute montage of Diane Keaton tripping on mushrooms, and you get the really bare ass minimum special effects of like, lighting and hippie music and stupid shit like that to... I mean, that would have been a fine time to use the facilities if you had to, because it's just dog shit. On the AMC app, by the way, I believe it's called American Movie, whatever the fuck, Cinema, they actually give you, if you dig around in the app, you can find suggested times to use the restroom in films, okay? Because they don't want you to miss the good part. So they actually have some asshole who, like, picks out, like, if you gotta use the facilities when the best times are. Oh my god. Holy shit, did you hear that? That was my fucking neck. So what else? I don't know. I mean, the girl is really hot, the 30-year-old, and her friends are all hot, like a hot black chick, a hot couple of Latina chicks. You've got a lot of fucking whatever the fuck representation in this movie. I believe the actress's name is Onfrey Woodard. I think she was one of the ladies going way back to Waiting to Exhale. See, I watch all the goddamn movies. The women movies, the African-American movies. I watch them all. So, basically, I think it's Onfrey Woodard. I could be getting her fucking name wrong, but she's a nice lady. She's in this movie, and she's referencing her late wife, Tina. Hashtag late wife. And so what I'm saying is there's this new trend with these movies. I've seen it in the Disney cartoons where they're all the side characters, like all the marginal characters, are lesbian couples or gay couples or my two dads, but they're never the star characters of these movies. They're always just kind of thrown in there as like these throwaway mentions. And for instance, you have this lesbian couple who raise the girl character who's getting married. Well, of course they can't show the lesbian couple, but because one of them's dead, so they reference the dead, second mommy shtick, mommy Tina. It's like, well, why don't you just have the fucking Tina character alive in the fucking movie? I mean, if you're gonna have a lesbian parental couple, fine, but let's see these characters on the screen. Don't kill one off before the fucking movie begins. You know what I mean? That's just my goddamn thing. At least the fucking Disney movie, the whatever the fuck, Lightyear. There was the whole, I believe it was the lesbian couple in Lightyear. Well, they had the balls to fucking show the characters in the movie, didn't they? And they took the heat from those foreign countries or those international countries who didn't want to show the lesbian couple from Mars or whatever the fuck. So they fucking stood by their guns. But this movie kind of took the easy way out. They just kill off one of the lesbian moms before she's even in the movie, so you never even get attached. What other representations? A character kind of late in the film appeared to be kind of a stereotypical homosexual character, kind of a social media influencer type of guy who was kind of forcing a Diane Keaton as Rita character to do some stuff. So kind of a stereotypical gay character, but a gay character nonetheless. And then you had if you really were paying attention like I was, okay, there was a female character in the kind of like this beach exercise thing, that same scene, who had a, what do you call it? Prosthetic leg from the knee down. So you don't see that every day. Represented in films where you have a character that's got the leg. And if in case anyone out there is a filmmaker, you can get incentives from the SAG-AFTRA union to cast differently abled actors in your movie. So maybe they take advantage of that or whatever the fuck. But there she was. So shout out, hashtag actress with the prosthetic leg. .com. So I thought it was good. I mean, when I say I thought it was good, that's typically what I say in all of my Mike's Instant Movie reviews. I don't know if I thought this was good, to be honest with you. I only had one laugh out loud fucking moment, and that's when Diane Keaton's character's hair caught on fire. And it was kind of interesting to me because it seemed like a pretty vicious fire on her fucking hair, like on her head. But then she kind of comes out of there unscathed, like she's not burned up or whatever the fuck. There's also this fucking running storyline here of the hot blonde chick has the neighbor guy, Jack, who I guess she's 30, he's 40. Of course, she looks like they're the same age. But Jack is like this cool dude who fucking walks her dog. Her dog's name is Cheese. So the girl's name is Mac, and she's got the dog named Cheese. I'm going to go talk about Cheese in a second. But first about Jack. Yes, I'm going to talk about the dog because there's an interesting note there. Jack's a nice guy. He's like your typical male that would be popular with females these days. Like kind of beta and kind of small of stature. Not a good-looking guy, but not a big rugged man like myself. And basically a guy that can seem to be pre-tamed, like women like to tame their men. And this guy seems like he's been well-tamed. He's been well-trained already. So forth. And long and the short of it is that fucking as the 30-year-old, she has really no indication she has any feelings for him. But as a 70-year-old, certainly she's getting her fucking juices flowing for this young man. And they have this kind of awkward dating pseudo relationship with a kiss, and Jack is kind of getting his dick hard for this, the girl next door in the old lady body. He's getting kind of his fetish on. Gives Diane Keaton an excuse to make out with a young guy. That's what you got to do when you produce your movies. You cast yourself with attractive people and you kiss them. Intimacycoordinator.com or whatever the fuck, hashtag it. So then you get all these goddamn things that are happening in this fucking movie, and you're kind of like, what the fuck's going to happen next? And then, you can see this coming a mile away. The main character there and her best friend who's getting married have a little fight, which is easily, forgive and forget at some point. But we go through all these things, all these scenes in the movie. Oh, yes, the dog. The fucking dog's name is Cheese. And at the end of the movie, I noticed that they gave a credit. It said Ann Martin Short. And I said, Martin Short was not in this movie. Where the fuck was Martin Short in this fucking movie? So I'm getting confused. I'm like, because I saw that with that fucking the Northman movie. Like they had fucking Willem Dafoe, not William, but Willem Dafoe was credited in that one, and what's his dick was in this other one. The fucking guy, the machinist and the Batman, Guy Pearce, is that his name? No, it's not Guy Pearce, it's the other asshole. Oh god, I just lost it. The guy that Memento, that guy. When he was in the North, was he the Northman? No, he was in that fucking Thor movie as the bad guy, Christian Bale. Ooh, got it. You didn't even have to comment Christian Bale. I fucking remembered his goddamn name. For whatever reason, Christian Bale's name is always hard for me to remember. Like, okay, it's Christian fucking Bale. So, basically, watching this goddamn movie, and I'm like, where the fuck was Martin Short? I don't remember seeing him in this movie. I mentioned in those other movies because there were other movies where, like, at the end of the movie, you see all these big names, and you're like, where the fuck was that person in this movie? So Martin Short, I don't remember seeing his ass in the movie. I took no bathroom breaks once the film started, so I didn't miss anything. No one had to tell me on an app what I missed, because I didn't miss a goddamn minute of this thing. And so I go on fucking IMDb, and I discover that Martin Short is credited as the voice of Cheese the dog. Now, from my memory, folks, I watched the whole goddamn movie. I don't remember Cheese the dog talking or having any type of look who's talking, Kirstie Alley, Bruce Willis, John Travolta type of voiceover, or look who's talking to, or look who's talking now, or whatever the fuck. I don't remember the dog talking. So unless I fucking fell asleep when the dog talked, what I'm thinking happened is that they had a fucking dog talking scenario in this film, and they edited it out. Which is probably for the best. Too much mojos. You've already got a woman time traveling or whatever the fuck, body changing, shape shifting. You don't need a talking dog. This movie really felt like something that might have done better, like in the mid-80s. You had movies. I was thinking about this movie the other day. Big Business, I think it was called. It was fucking Shelley Long and Bette Midler played like twins, like two sets of the same characters or whatever the fuck. Or just like there was like a thing where You Again or 18 Again, George Burns did one of these things. Like there was a summer where like there was 3 movies. I think Judge Reinhold was in one of them, the kid from the Wonder Years, Fred Savage, and another one. There was like 3 movies that all had the same gimmick of like characters changing bodies. And there was another one that it was big. Big was the one that was like in 87 that was like bigger than all of those, so to speak. But there was just a one character changing their body from a 12-year-old to a 35-year-old. And who does Tom Hanks hop in bed with? Elizabeth. She was kind of a pretty 80s actress. Like she was like, was it Elizabeth McGovern? She's one of those, like, blasts from the past who was always kind of, like, hot, like, in a non-hot way. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't Christy Brinkley with the tits and the face and the blonde hair. But it's like Elizabeth McGovern was pretty goddamn attractive if you think about it. You know what I mean? Kind of like in a Rita Rudner way. Like, Rita Rudner was attractive as a comedian. And so was Elizabeth McGovern, if that's her fucking name. I think it is. Not the chick from Bewitched, who was somebody else, Elizabeth Montgomery. I'm talking about Elizabeth McGovern, god damn it. So, there you go, folks. Mike's instant fucking movie review. The movie is titled whatever the fuck. It's titled Mack and Rita. I don't know who's gonna fucking like this movie. Maybe older women will somehow like this movie, or like I said, big time fucking Diane Keaton fans. But I would reference Baby Boom. I would reference As Good as It Gets, Annie fucking Hall. If you can sit through a Woody Allen movie, I know some people are gonna hashtag that into oblivion. Uh, what a day, folks. I've just been so goddamned busy. I've done so many things. I've accomplished so many tasks. I had my list of fucking things to do, and they've all been done. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. You can also see me on my buddy Tom DiNucci's YouTube channel for our And Action podcast. We have 17 episodes in the can. Thank you very much. I actually have a movie that is having a private screening tomorrow, but I'm not going to be able to go myself. New York City, My Heart Will Be With You, as they show a movie that I had a nice role in, a nice scene in. It's titled The Mick and the Trick, and hopefully it'll be available to the general public sooner than later, but I won't be able to make it to New York tomorrow for that, but my thoughts will be there. And whatever the fuck else. I mean, buy my goddamn books. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. If you go to Amazon.com, you can put Mike Messier author. See all my 6 wonderful titles. My film industry book, How to Get Yourself Involved in Films. My A Distance from Avalon. Magical Realism, Gothic Horror. My Fight or Play Basketball coming of age novel. Probably the book that's best for most people. And also Wrestling with Sanity graphic novel, and the book that I published but did not write, Bad Girls with Good Tattoos, written by the one and only Kate Spain. Very good, Kate Spain. Congratulations, young female writer that I'm empowering. All right, folks, that's it. Buy my books, watch all my stuff, subscribe, do everything that you should do to support me. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel.